What's up, guys? Welcome to Cage High Connor. I am Connor. This is my UFC Ulberg versus Reyes post show. UFC Fight Night 257. I can't remember what they call it. UFC ESPN Plus 187. The post show for Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes went down in Perth just this last weekend. What was that? September 27th, something like that. End of September. Last fight of September, last fight night of September before the big pay per view this weekend, which should be a good one. We will definitely be doing a preview show for that. So make sure you check out that on the channel. Anyways, guys, let's get into the video then. Like I was saying, Dominic Reyes fought one Carlos Ulberg this past weekend and didn't go super well for Dominic Reyes because Carlos Ulberg defeated Dominic Reyes via KO round one. Kind of a I suppose this was expected to happen. I do feel bad for Dominic Reyes, but I don't know. The whole fight was kind of weird, and then first round starts, and they're very lackluster first round. Both guys kind of just making reads on each other, and yeah, Carlos Ulberg kind of just baiting him into a lot of different stuff. So it really shows kind of the level of which Carlos Ulberg's striking is at, especially compared to someone like Dominic Reyes, who's never been the best striker. Certainly had a lot of knockout power and had a lot of highlight reel knockouts throughout his UFC career, but never been like this elite level, oh, this guy's gonna fucking snipe you kind of striker. I suppose with some guys he was like that, but I mean, look what happens anytime he fights someone that's a better striker than he is. He ends up getting face planted. It's Yuri Prohaska, Ryan Spann, even, and now Carlos Ulberg. It's just a lot of these guys that are just better technically than Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes doesn't seem to have an answer for it. And it's interesting. I always would assume that at some point Dominic Reyes would whip out his grappling, and try to be a bit more of a wrestler. I know he's not like a super high level wrestler or anything either, but it's I don't know. It's a very interesting career Dominic Reyes has had after the John Jones fight, right? It's like he looked like a world beater up until that point. Looked like the next guy to take over this light heavyweight division, and it's just been downhill for well, immediately after the John Jones fight. It was completely downhill. Almost looked like he was going to get cut from the promotion. Comes back, goes on an awesome 3-fight win streak against lesser competition. The Nikita Krylov win did really impress me, but I suppose looking back on that now, you could kind of just say Nikita Krylov is like way past his prime, which he probably is, and now he certainly met his match with Carlos Ulberg here. Carlos Ulberg, though, I mean, super impressive. Did exactly what he needed to do. 9-fight win streak now at that light heavyweight division, which is crazy. I mean, that's the he has to be getting a title shot next. So I mean, let's just get into it. Of course, Carlos Ulberg just landed that beautiful 1-2, followed him up with some nasty ground and pound, put Dominic Reyes' lights out. What do we do next for Carlos Ulberg here? He's in a very interesting position. Of course, the title for that division is going to be on the line this upcoming weekend. That is the beginning of October. That of course would be Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2, in which I don't know what Carlos Ulberg does here. I truly don't have an answer here on who Carlos Ulberg is going to fight next. I think depends on a lot of things. Depends who wins, obviously, between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira again. If Magomed wins, I feel like he's in a good spot for all of these. Like if Magomed wins, yeah, he's probably in a pretty good spot, unless, of course, Yuri Prohaska beats Kirill Roundtree this weekend, in which case I could see a world where Yuri is able to jump over Carlos Ulberg. Alex wins. I think they're going to want to avoid a trilogy fight with Magomed Ankalaev, them being the UFC, of course, want to avoid a trilogy fight with Ankalaev. Because you don't want to give Ankalaev another chance at becoming a champ if you're UFC. So I guess Ulberg's in a good position then. He's probably in the best position if Alex Pereira wins, honestly, now I'm thinking about it, because he's already beaten Kirill Roundtree. He's already beaten Yuri Prohaska twice, and then he would have beaten Ankalaev already. So Ulberg would really be the only one. So Ulberg's probably rooting for Alex Pereira to win this weekend. And then a side option that is an option here. Alex Pereira wins, moves up to heavyweight to go fight Tom Aspinall. That is a possibility here. Just drops the light heavyweight belt. In which case, it would probably be Cole Ulberg versus the winner of Clearachi and Yuri Prohaska for the vacant belt. That's also a possibility here. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see how next weekend goes before I'm able to solidify what I actually think will be next for Cole Ulberg. Dominic Reyes, tough one. What do you want to do here if you're Dominic Reyes? Does Dominic Reyes want to go try his hand at heavyweight? That's a possibility, I guess. Kind of would be small, has a bit of a smaller frame for that weight class, so maybe he doesn't want to jump up there. What does he even want to do? Does he want to even keep going in this sport, right? It seems like a title shot is just completely out of the realm of possibility. Although I guess light heavyweight does suck enough to where anything could actually happen. So I don't know. Maybe Dominic Reyes does just want to stick around and rack up some wins, and then hopefully put himself in a position for a big fight, a title fight possibly down the line, maybe a year or two for now. So why not Volkan Ozdemir? This fight has never happened before. Be an interesting fight. Volkan Ozdemir coming off a loss, I believe. He might also be coming off that loss to Cole Ulberg. I could be wrong, but I can't remember the last time Volkan Ozdemir fought off the top of my head. Dominic Reyes, of course, coming off the loss now to Ulberg. So yeah, why not match these two up? Two strikers, big knockout power. Be a pretty fun fight. Throw that on a opener for pay-per-view or whatever, co-main on a fight night, something like that. In your co-main event, then Jimmy Crute defeated Ivan Erslan via submission round one. Brutal submission here. I mean, just got him with that WWE choke looking thing. And was able to get him out of there. Ivan Erslan probably getting cut from the promotion now. I believe he's 0-3 in the UFC, so probably no more UFC career for that man. Jimmy Crute, what do you want to do next? I'm gonna suggest Dustin Jacoby, and then I feel like the winner of this can get a chance at fighting someone ranked in the light heavyweight division. Both of these guys have been ranked in the past at the light heavyweight division. Both kind of on a similar trajectory right now. I believe both coming off two wins in the UFC, not ranked. So some fight, winner gets someone in the top 10, top 15 area. So makes a lot of sense to me. Next fight then, Jack Jenkins defeated Roman Tavares via unanimous decision. Jack Jenkins looked okay here, kind of a lackluster fight. Didn't really show out for the hometown crowd here as much as he should have, but still a fun guy to have in this featherweight division. I'm gonna suggest Christian Rodriguez next. Rodriguez coming off the loss from earlier this year, and I feel like this would be a good fight. Good fight for both guys. Throw this on one of the Australian cards. They typically go back to Australia in February, so February 2026, only a few months out. Get Jack Jenkins on there, hometown guy, or home continent guy, home country guy. Christian Rodriguez will be looking for a step back into the win column. So yeah, I feel like this would be a decent fight, and one you could throw on a fight night in Australia anywhere. Next fight then, Jake Matthews defeated Neil Magny via sub round one. Psych! No, he didn't. Neil Magny came out of fucking nowhere. I mean, technically, Jake Matthews did submit Neil Magny in the first round. Ref did stop it there. But the ref said never mind, because Neil Magny defeated Jake Matthews via sub round 3. Weird one. Very weird one. I mean, the ref clearly stopped that fight. It's clear as day. He stopped the fight. Jake Matthews won, had a dub. Ref changed his mind. Said nope. Let's do that again. Because Neil Magny wasn't choked out. So it was basically Jake Matthews had a choke locked in the end of the first round. It looked like he was out from the ref's position. Ref stopped the fight. Neil Magny clearly wasn't out after Jake Matthews let go of the choke. Ref said, never mind. We are continuing the fight. He is good. Fight continues, and Neil Magny does what Neil Magny does and came back in the third round and submitted Jake Matthews to win the fight. Very Neil Magny type performance. The circumstances around it are just hilarious. You got to feel bad for Jake Matthews there. It seems like every time Jake Matthews is really about to crack into the rankings, crack into the big dogs at that welterweight division, he just stumbles, falls flat here, and yeah, you got to feel for him here. For Neil Magny next, what do we want to do? I mean, it's the year of the unk, as the kids are calling it here. What do we want to do with Neil Magny next? I want this fight so bad. We've all wanted this for so long, so I'm just gonna suggest it. Neil Magny versus Kevin Holland. I know Kevin Holland has a fight against Mike Malott on that Canadian card. which I believe goes down in just a couple of weeks here. And Kevin Holland fights like 3 times a month, so whatever. Let's get this fight going. How has this fight not happened yet? It's one that needs to happen. So I say Kevin Holland wins or loses to Mike Malott on that upcoming UFC Canada card. We just set up this fight no matter what. Who cares? I think I want this fight. I think it'd be a banger, and I think both guys have called for it in the past. So finally, time to set it up. Uh, Finishing out the main card, then Tom Nolan defeated Charlie Campbell via sub round 1. Sick fight. This was definitely fight of the night, even though it was only 1 round. Tom Nolan looked good, man. A really fun prospect at this lightweight division now. I'm gonna suggest Tom Nolan versus Mason Jones. Tom Nolan riding a 4-fight win streak now in the UFC. Mason Jones riding a 2-fight win streak. Bit better name value wise on Mason Jones' competition though. So I'm gonna suggest this fight, and then maybe winner of this can fight someone in the rankings. I know that's really hard at lightweight, so it might be 2 or 3 more even before someone, the winner of this fight would get the chance to fight for someone in the rankings or get a chance to get into the rankings. But still, I feel like it's be a high level fight at that lightweight division, and one with 2 prospects. I know Mason Jones was cut from the UFC, came back, and has been looking good ever since. 2-fight win streak now, like I was saying. So yeah, set this one up. Winner gets to move on, maybe get some sort of a big name at that lightweight division. Here goes a look at the rest of your prelims. Navajo Sterling got a pretty boring unanimous decision win. That Colby Thickness, that was a weird one. That guy is just, I don't know about him. Yeah, decent card overall. I'm gonna give it a 7.1 for my post-fight card ranking. Not the best card, but decent enough. Had some fun finishes. Ended up being better than I thought it looked like it was gonna be on paper. And yeah, that will do it for the show then, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.